Yo, so I've been trying to teach my girls in recent days and years about self-control, because you all know, anybody that has a parent, you know that, when you go out places, they act like they ain't never been out nowhere. They want to touch and say everything and run around and all of this stuff, right? But then, in teaching them about self-control, I thought about it for a minute, which is the reason why I'm making this video. Scripture says that the fruit of the Spirit is self-control.
What?
We all know that God is love, the Spirit is love. So when you really want to think about it, am I being counterproductive in teaching my kids how to control themselves when that is a fruit of the Spirit? Yes and no, okay? God is love, but then God is also truth. Jesus says, if you love me, you will keep my commandments, right? So in God telling us and giving us instructions and directives to follow, and God giving us instructions and directives to follow, what he's doing is he's always giving it from a loving standpoint. Always giving it from a loving standpoint. Sit down for a second, please. I tell my kids this all the time. They always tell me, I love you, I love you, I love you. Jesus goes, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. Basically, if you love me, you will obey me. Let's go back to the fruit of the Spirit being love, joy, peace, long suffering, all other things. The fruit of the Spirit is, let's talk about self-control, because that's the topic of this video, is the self-control aspect of the fruit of the Spirit. Now, how do you get fruit? You plant a seed into ground, and then it germinates and it grows. Okay, Zoe, I don't need your help. Zoe, she get it honest. Always putting in input. That's from me.
Okay.
But anyways, and Grace get it honest from her mama, because her mom is definitely the jokester and the instigator. But anyways.
Don't be talking about my mama.
Anyways, as I was saying in the video, the fruit of the Spirit is self-control. It's a fruit. You have to work for fruit. You have to develop fruit. So what am I saying in all of this as I'm working this out in real time? I'm teaching my kids how to develop self-control, but self-control is a fruit of the Spirit. A fruit of the Spirit that requires the engagement and the involvement of the one that instruction is also given to.
It's moving.
So you have to follow instruction. You have to listen to the instructions that you are given to you in order to develop something like love, joy, peace, long suffering, self-control. Yes, it is a fruit of the Spirit, but in order to get the production of fruit, you have to engage your will in order to develop a skill. Those are bars. So just working out my thinking and my processing of it all. And yes, there is a responsibility on each of my children to obey what I say in order to develop self-control. And this will help them in other areas. It'll help them in school. It'll help them in relationships. It'll help them in every part of life. Develop self-control. But self-control is rooted in the Spirit, because it is a fruit of the Spirit. When your parents give you wisdom, it's wisdom that comes from above, because you have been blessed with parents and people in your life that have been called to raise you up. So, I don't know. I had a thought, and I wanted to share it with y'all on if I'm necessarily being counterproductive in depending on my kids to develop self-control. And I'm not. And I'm not, because even the things that God tells all of us to do, it does engage our will. We have to faithfully engage our will in believing the things that those higher than us, ultimately God, tell us. And when we obey, we develop fruit. Same thing with love, joy, peace, long suffering, meekness, gentleness. It definitely requires something of us. It's not magic. You can't get this in a prayer line or by shouting and all this other stuff. You can't get this in your own personal time with Jesus. Because a lot of people spend time in prayer. A lot of people pray loud. A lot of people pray long. And at the end of the day, they still come out and they don't do nothing that they prayed about.
That's crazy.
And that's because they're being rebellious. Because either God spoke in prayer and you just not following through, or you just did your little check off prayer time to make yourself feel better about doing religious works. At the end of the day, if you're doing all that praying and that fasting and that going to church and all that other stuff, and you still a hellion and a hypocrite and a sinner, and you don't have love, joy, peace, long suffering, meekness, temperance, and all the other stuff, at the end of the day, you are the problem.
Yeah.
We could do all the praying that we want. We could do all the religious stuff we want. But at the end of the day, if we are not bearing fruit, it is proof that we don't love God. Because Jesus says, if you love me, you'll keep my commandments. And I say the same thing to my kids as of recently. If you love me, you'll obey me. I don't care nothing about them hugs. I don't care nothing about them kisses, about you telling me that you love me a billion times. If you're not doing what I say, none of that matters. So be blessed with that this morning. And y'all have a great Monday.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
I know you want to be in it. Where you at? Stop being sad.